Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about planning custom photography. So if you want to enlist your community, your family, or a friend, someone who has pretty good social media photos, you kind of know that they know their way around a camera to help you, then make sure that you get yourself looking on brand and then get enough photos. Like, don't just say, okay, we can just take 3. Don't be shy about it. Don't be weird about it. Go out and get like 100 photos with your community member, your friend, whoever it might be. And then you won't regret going into the website later and being like, oh, I wish I had some of this, this, and this. So make a plan. And what might help you make that plan is looking at some website templates. By now, you might have decided, I think Wix would be the best for me, or I think Squarespace or WordPress or Showit or something like that. Now, Wix and Squarespace both have public and straightforward template libraries that you can browse to kind of see examples of what your eventual very soon website will look like. And then if you decide to go with a different builder, just look for such and such templates, and you can kind of see an idea of what your website will look like in that way. So I'll share my screen and get into some of the details of what I'm talking about here. So I just went to the Wix website and looked up templates, and then filtered the many templates by choosing health and wellness. So here we're looking at all health and wellness templates. And this one here, the therapist one, is a wonderful example of a very straightforward single page website with one image on it. So this person's website, this example website, is, full of anchor links. It's kind of like a resume. It's just it links further down the page every time you click on something there, or it looks like specialties is its own page as well. But it's a very basic, very beautiful, very efficient, effective beginner website. That's all you really need. It's intentional. It's, on brand. And then another one I pulled up is this dietitian website, Heather Pearson. So you can see they're using 2 photos side by side for their header. And then a few, that's the same shirt. So that would have been, if this was, a real business, that person would have planned this photography day and gotten some headshots, like face on, and then some action shots in the same lighting at the same time of day, in the same beautiful natural light, intentional, consistent. And then if we go to their philosophy page, there's another angle of the same day, same photo shoot, same shirt, sort of taking advantage of that day and getting more than one shot to use in various places. And there's a coaching professional website that I also pulled up. So this person is using, again, an up and down photo, another photo of them. And then on the about page, similar kind of lighting, like natural light, like middle of the day, very, consistent looking. Bright, colorful photos for the more stock looking images as well. So not a ton of photos are needed for your beginner website, according to all of these examples, but it is nice to have a library of photos that you took on the same day so that you can then use them on social media and have like a nice intentional and branded looking feed without repeating the same photo over and over again. Now, looking at these examples, they've been pretty much all either square or portrait orientation. Not a ton of landscape orientation. For example, here, this photo is a landscape orientation. So it's the wide side by side. So is this one, a landscape orientation. Now, I find for websites, it's nice to have a lot of the landscape option. Also, I like landscape for desktop view of websites by being able to put the subject on one side and some text on the other. I guess a lot of people these days are viewing on their phones as opposed to the desktop, But you have to consider both options when you're planning your photography and designing your website. I personally really like that left-right orientation sort of shot. So if you also like that and you want to have some banner images that have subject on one side, words on the other, then consider adding that to your photography wish list. On your photography wish list, you're definitely going to want a handful of pictures of you. This is a personal brand after all, so don't be squeamish, don't be shy, just go and do it. And if you want to use custom photography all throughout the site, then you also might want to plan ahead and do photos of your hands in motion, you doing what you do. So again, this person's a great example because they're chopping some fruit in this one and drinking a smoothie in the last one and looking at the camera in another. You 100% need eye contact for at least one photo on your website, but try to get a few eye contact photos. Plan appropriately for some banner images and some portrait orientation, the up and down. So up and down and side to side, do a collection of both. Think of how many services you want to represent as well. Do you want to represent 4 variations of nutritionist services? Well, then do you want to simply take 4 different food shots that same day? I'm going to take a picture of lemons. I'll take a picture of kale. I'll take a picture of quinoa in a jar, and I'll take a picture of a glass of water, for example. So plan ahead, list your shots that you need and the orientations that you want them in, and then get them all on the same day so that you can achieve that same time of day lighting for your photography across your website. And you can achieve that same, like color tone, that same setting. If you set the kitchen up all nicely, or you're borrowing a friend's kitchen because theirs is nicer than yours, just overdo it. Don't underdo it, overdo it. And get as many headshots and pictures of your face as you can. I know it's a squeamish thing for a lot of us. We don't like getting our picture taken, but you will regret not having enough, and you will not regret having a lot. So that's all I have to say about planning. So go ahead and write your list, and I will see you in the next and final segment for a few DIY photography tips.